In today's episode, I want to talk about something that really bothered me through these latest years, and it's online abuse. I'm always shocked at the amount and even the clueless, attempt of people to being abusive to online to sports people, athletes, etc. And as I try to do in this series, I want to talk with someone that not only understands the problem and can frame the problem for us, but also is building and operating something that takes action against it and does something about it. And that's Kasey Machin. And she's, I think, in Canada, maybe.
I am.
Hi, Kasey.
Hi. Hi. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me. And yes, at the moment, I am in Canada, in Edmonton, Alberta, on the further west side of Canada.
And I wanted to ask you, okay, can you help me frame the problem that I kind of a bit naively describe as something that I'm always shocked about how people expose themselves in doing it, which is, and also the damage
Yeah,
that they can clearly create to very often young athletes. It's like, the
yep,
kid. So
absolutely.
tell me
Yeah,
about it.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, so unfortunately, the problem of online abuse is quite large, as I think we're all starting to become more and more aware of. And so I think probably I would say within sports in particular, there's so many great things about sport, but it also is somewhat of a breeding ground for toxicity and online abuse because there's competition involved. And while competition can be really healthy and exciting to watch, it also really brings up a lot of emotion in people. And when you're able to hide behind a screen and, as we know, for the most part, go unchecked, you feel a lot bolder, I think, to say things that you might not say in person. But what that is doing collectively as a society is creating huge barriers for people to fully participate online. But also, it is changing our behaviors in how we act in person. So the more that we're sort of desensitized and this becomes normalized, then you do see this transfer over into in person and sort of that spectator situation, especially when it comes to sport.
Yeah, and one thing that I've noticed is very often people, even with I think good intention,
Hmm.
start to focus on the psychology of, suppose, the young athlete, say how she or he should behave or react, which is a bit putting the responsibility of on the victim. You may need to do it in any
Absolutely.
case. You need to learn how to protect yourself. But the problem
Right.
is not there. It's not on the victim. So I think what you're
Exactly.
doing is on the other side, correct?
Exactly. And that, yeah, I'm really happy you said that because that is usually where sort of the pieces that need to be picked up and how you manage it really does. The responsibility lies on the person that's on the receiving end of that. That can be in the form of an athlete themselves that's managing their own accounts, all the way up to sports brands, teams, leagues that are managing, in some cases,
The
huge
community.
brands. Exactly, exactly. And so, having come from that world in my past, I know the consequences that can have on both your mental and physical wellness and health. So huge impacts there. But then also, as you said, so if we look at athletes, major barriers to participating online when you are faced with this kind of online abuse, hate speech, toxicity. But it's sort of this double-edged sword because as much as, especially when you're a younger athlete, growing your fan base, growing sponsorship revenue, and growing your own brand is particularly important when you're younger and you're first starting out in your career. And so, in order to do that, you have to be online. So, sort of that whole idea that we'll just get off social media is really not something that is applicable in this situation. And I would say in most cases, social media, whether we like it or not, is here to stay in a place where business is done. And so of course you would want to take advantage of that. But that's unfortunately where most of the problem lies. And so that can be really, really harmful. The other thing is that if you're looking at it from, say, a sports brand or a sports team, um, think about it in terms of, if your job is to create a digital community where you can grow diverse fans safely across all of your platforms, how do you do that if you have bad characters, trolls, bots, and real people that are coming in and creating an environment that is not welcoming, not inclusive? Those people, those authentic users that you really want to engage with, that will become your biggest supporters, your biggest fans, those people leave. And we know that from research, and then even just our work with our clients, being able to get rid of the hate speech, the spam, the stuff that makes people feel unwelcomed to participate, directly results. When you get rid of that, you see engagement go up without question. Some of our clients have seen even an average of 78% of authentic user engagement after you get rid of that. So that gives you an idea of how much it turns people off. And especially if you think about a fan base that maybe is not your traditional fan. If you want to grow new fans across, multiple sectors, multiple different locations, you need, especially, the world is changing for the better, I would say, and especially with younger people, they're demanding that you do something about it, and that brands stick up for their online values. So I would say that, in combination with, in particular in Europe and Australia, there's legislation now that's coming down that will put compliance in place, that third-party sites and social media sites, everyone will have a part to play in being responsible to remove hate speech, and do something about it. So it's not only the right thing to do, it also will be legally the thing that you will have to do in coming future years.
So, and yeah, thank you, because I think it really clarifies the scenario from the different angles. So basically, I know that you're, as the name says, you're at Areto Labs, correct?
Areto Labs, yes.
Areto,
yes.
Areto. Oh, so I would say Areto, then it's American. Areto Labs.
Yeah. Yes.
What are you doing then? What are you building, operating? Because that's
Yeah.
part of why I'm interested in this.
Absolutely. So, we use machine learning to detect, moderate, and counteract online abuse, hate speech, and harassment. So everything from, again, abuse, toxicity, hate speech, racism, misogyny, sexism, ableist language, all the way to, a lot of sports brands in particular have a huge problem with spam. And so everything from crypto scams to porn bots to, just, your regular spam, they are inundated with it. And so that's also a huge issue. We detect, we moderate. So we have a suite of customized moderation tools and auto moderation tools that you're able to access and set across all of your social media platforms, so that, again, you can save time, obviously, and have the algorithms and our sophisticated NLP models be able to detect specific language, regional context, and then we're able to moderate that, and then I would say even more importantly, counteract that. So we've got a number of different innovative measures within the product itself that allow you to do everything from mental wellness check-ins, notifications, and auto responding, producing content that's really in your brand voice and in your guidelines, that's able to create and grow a safe and inclusive digital community.
I'm specifically interested in this last part, because can you go a bit more in detail? Because I think that's
Sure.
clear. Moderation, auto moderation, so clear. So quite understandable.
Yeah.
This last one, as much as you can, go in more detail and explain exactly what it means? Because I didn't understand if you're doing it against the attacker or whatever you call the bad actor, or you're doing it. Go a bit more in detail. That's super interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, absolutely. So after we've done this, we've been doing this for quite a while, and have spent a lot of time doing customer discovery and also just research into this. So we advise our clients not to respond to the harassers themselves directly. It tends to create pile-ons. It can create, like when it's egregious. Sorry, I should be really careful. If there is a very egregious comment that is sent, we don't advise to respond. We advise to auto moderate, get rid of that. If there's, sort of 3 strikes, you're out rule. So some of our clients prefer that, if someone is continually behaving in that way, then you can take further action. So report or block in some cases. But the counteractive measures that we've put in place, and we've got lots more on the horizon, but just from what our clients are using right now. So some clients, if they are from a league, for example, we track the athletes and the team accounts, and then we send them notifications. The product sends a notification to say, this person is on the receiving end of a high amount of toxicity. You might want to do some check-ins. Everything from automated check-ins will just go directly to that person through a DM, and just say, hey, we noticed you're receiving a lot of abuse. How can we help you? It really is dependent on the client and how they want to use the tool, but also it's really customized to their language and their values. So that we can do, but also we can do auto response features. So again, you could, in theory, auto respond to the person or to the account that is the troll or behaving badly, and that certainly is something you can do. Some of our clients do that more, though, with those messages that more you can understand that maybe there's more of a willingness to educate and understand. So sometimes all of us are learning and on different paths of our journey, learning about, good behavior online. And so sometimes you can, it's not hate speech, it's not obvious, but there is maybe a microaggression, a gendered microaggression. And we really see that as an opportunity to be able to go in and reframe the conversation and do some education. So depending on where you set those thresholds, which you're able to do within the product, you can do some auto response features there, but more importantly, auto responding to the person on the receiving end, or just to the group itself to say, hey, or to the comment thread itself, or to your community to say, these are our brand values, or this is what we, choose to align our values with. So that you can do some of that counteractive measures. And then again, we've just got lots and lots more on the roadmap that we're building out that really enables social media managers and users to take more control over how they're able to build and engage with their fans and really drive authentic engagement, because as we all know, you can have all kinds of things that can clutter your feed up, and so while it might look like you have good engagement on the surface, sometimes it's not that great, because most of the engagement you're getting is either from not real accounts or from trolls. So this also is a way to be able to detect those super fans and really intentionally and in a meaningful way, build that capacity to create that type of community that allows more and more of those people to feel welcome.
And that's a great explanation. Thank you. And in terms of platforms, are you able to monitor most platforms, all platforms? And also, if you can describe how it works. So I imagine you have a back office where I can configure all my social accounts, and just tell me a bit, as I'm in the end a product guy, tell me the practicality.
Sure, yeah.
Of it. Thanks.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. Yeah, so similar to what you said, it's very quick, easy, simple. We just plug in all the handles, social media handles of what you'd like to track, and then our system simply categorizes all of that content, labels it, and then takes action from there. And so, yeah, again, you would get login access to a dashboard that has all of that information across all platforms in one dashboard that you can do. You can set, again, those customized features and thresholds as far as how much you want to auto moderate. But then within the app itself, you can do like, one click. So you can see a message. It might go into a queue that you've set up to say, oh, I want to review this before I take any action. And then right from there, you can say, I actually, I do want to respond, click, and you just respond from there. Or you can generate responses, as we mentioned before. All of it is just very, very easy and user friendly within the dashboard itself. And our users can set that up. We really work with them closely to make sure that it's set up how they'd like, but fairly simple and straightforward. And then as far as platforms, we are on all of the usual suspects, all the meta platforms, Twitter, YouTube, and then quickly building out TikTok, all kinds of different platforms in the future. So by September, we should have a much longer list when it comes to that. And then really, as far as managing it, the user, the social media manager, or say the athlete in this case, would get access to that. You can give access to multiple different accounts, but then set everything up in there. So if you want to set up a notification that gets sent, or a bit of a pulse signal to say, hey, I need help, come online and help me, all of that can be done just within the app itself. It's fairly intuitive.
And what about in terms of languages?
Yeah, we are, we're able to work in 18 different languages. Within that, some of the auto moderation features, there's a bit of differences in what we're able to do as far as languages when we're auto moderating, but auto response in all 18 languages, and tracking and detecting in all languages, and quickly building out.
Because I remember that even Meta, after some debates, they were in trouble in certain countries. So I can imagine I understand AI can help a lot, especially now as it developed.
Yeah.
But still, there is a level of localization that you need to apply.
Absolutely. And we're really, that's obviously part of our job, is making sure that, there's compliancy that's being met with a tool like this, especially to be able to meet compliance standards. Obviously, it's imperative that the tool itself is. And so, as you mentioned, it just is a little bit dependent on that. And then also the platform itself. Sometimes they allow for certain things in certain languages that aren't in others. So.
Yeah, I know well, because my acronym has always been CDM, and I was lucky enough to get the Twitter handle CDM. You have no idea in so many languages what the different meaning of CDM. Coupe du monde in French, which is not bad. Something weird in other. So I always see, I'm tagging the things that I don't understand what they are, and some are not super nice. So localization is crucial.
And you know what? Great point, because that really does talk about and speak to how important context is. And that's something that we really obviously take quite seriously at Areto Labs, and something that our clients tell us that we're able to do quite well is be able to detect specific regional lingo, but also some of those more nuanced, subtle forms of microaggressions and sexism, that kind of thing we're able to do. But then also, exactly as you said, just like those contextual things, especially within sport. If you think about, sport there's just so much great things about sport. It's innovative in and of itself. It grows community. There's so many great things, but within that, you do have to be careful, because certain contextual phrases could mean something completely different to someone else. And so being able to work with our clients and provide them with that very specific, and oftentimes very specific to their region and actually their team, those keywords and hashtags that can develop, from the brand itself, but also can just spring up organically. Being able to always be on top of that and incorporate that into your model is extremely important, we feel, along with just those, natural language processing models. It's not enough to just get whatever's off the shelf and use it. You really do have to be able to train your models, to keep up with the times. And so, yeah, that's also a huge part of our job.
So I think it's super fascinating, and I can imagine the complexity and how you continuously improve because of what you learn every time there is more context or change context.
Exactly.
And tell me a bit more about the company per se and your role in the company and how you arrive at the company. A bit of that.
Yeah, sure. Sure. Yeah. So I'm the founder and COO of Areto Labs. There are three founders. I have two lovely, amazing co-founders, Jacqueline, who is based in New Zealand, and Lana, who is also based here in Canada in Montreal. So a bit about maybe our origin story. So a long time ago, it feels like, we started a nonprofit organization here in Canada, here in Alberta, and it is still going. But our main mission was to increase gender parity, so increase the number of women running and seeking elected office. And I think we all know that worldwide there's a disparity between men and women running for office and staying in office, but in particular here even more so. So we really just got a whole group of volunteers that did a number of different things, including recruiting women to just run for office and encourage them and support them on their journeys. And we would just almost always hear from them that the scrutiny, and the online abuse and harassment that you're faced with, and especially women and women of color are faced with when they are running for office, was a major barrier to running. And so we were fed up and frustrated enough. So my co-founders are the more technical founders than me, but we put our heads together and essentially invented a Twitter bot at that time that trolled the trolls. So we plugged in the Twitter handles of all the women that were running for office in an election period. So here in Canada, we did the provincial election and then a federal general election. And so all of the women running, for every extremely abusive tweet they received, we counteracted that with an automated message of hope and encouragement to the woman that was on the receiving end. So in that sense, a while ago when we first started doing this, it really was about raising awareness. At that time, this was not a well-known problem, and it was something that I think, the way that our algorithms are set and the way that our feeds are so customized, unless you're on the receiving end of it, you wouldn't know that it was happening. And so this was a way to raise awareness. So we you can still go see it. It's a Twitter bot called Parody Bot. We have this account that then tweets out a message every time a woman has received an extremely abusive tweet. And so then it was a way for the followers to be able to see that message without being exposed to the hate and highlighting the hate, which we know is in most cases exactly what they want. But it was a way to raise awareness about it. So at that time, that was really the main goal, and just to provide a way to support these women. But it quickly grew. We were able to do a couple of other elections, including the New Zealand federal election and the general election in America. And just from there, we just learned so much, not only about our product, but how it was able to help. So We wrote a research paper. It was published. We were able to present that at the Europe's 2019 AI conference. And it was really, I think, from there that we just started to realize that there was such a need for a solution like this, and a market case for it. There was a business case for it. So yeah, it was shortly after that that we decided we wanted to start a purpose-driven company to be able to provide more help. And so we focus on public affairs, obviously, but really quickly learned that there was a need for this within sports, media, and entertainment. So we work with sports brands, sports teams, leagues, athletes, and then also if you think about those influencers, so brands, sponsors, across all of those market segments, and that's who we're focused on. But quickly growing, we really see so much opportunity for Areto Labs to do more good and hopefully help more companies make their communities just that much better. We see the benefits of it every day. Saving time obviously saves money, but allows users, social media managers to really focus on what they're good at, and that's creating content and engaging with fans. It allows them to do that in a safe way, and then it really sort of a spin out from that is that the more good you do, the better the model gets, the better the product does, and the more good you can do. So that's really exciting, something that we're definitely hoping to build out more of. And then just fan growth. That's something that we have seen. When you get rid of illegal streams, that's something else we're able to detect. So illegal streaming, those crypto scams that really people just pull away from because you don't want to be exposed to any kind of thing like that. It just drives engagement. So that's something else that I think is just only going to get better, and we hope that we're able to just help more people feel safe online and engage with their biggest fans, and grow fans across younger audiences globally.
Yeah. So one last question. What happened? What has happened in the last 6 to 8 months? The advent of ChatGPT as the app that everybody mostly talks about, generative AI.
Yeah.
You saw it as, oh, finally someone is talking about AI, or this is creating mediatic chaos, so they won't understand what we're doing.
Yeah.
What was your reaction?
I love generative AI. Areto Labs, we use generative AI within our products. So I'm quite excited about the capabilities. I absolutely understand, people's fear and again, the reason why we do need compliance and oversight. I will always advocate for that. So I think the two go hand in hand, but absolutely, I think it's exciting. I think this is something that we can use in many, many different ways. I think this is obviously only the beginning. And should it be done responsibly? Absolutely. And should that be left up to individuals themselves? No, there needs to be standard oversight and procedures, and then obviously those compliance measures. Otherwise, it's useless and meaningless. So that's what I will always advocate for. But Areto Labs loves generative AI. We use it within our product itself. And I would say too, it has in so many ways, like so many things, it's a very powerful tool, and it has allowed so many more people access to the internet and to so many different things that they wouldn't have had. So those are all great things. But with that, you also have to be careful about the bad and the toxicity that can come from that. So I don't think that's changed. I don't think that's new. I think what is new and what I think people are coming around to is now the understanding that, right, we do have to work with the platforms themselves, businesses, third-party businesses like us, and then also with public policy. All three of those need to go hand in hand in order to keep everyone safe.
So thank you. I think we really did a deep dive on this subject. I think I wonder now which sport organization, as you said, brand, leagues, or athlete is not using something like that. I don't just want to push Areto Labs, but I think you need to start understanding that you need that, because the contest is becoming much more complex. You need this level of sophistication to really manage properly in the end, your community.
Exactly.
Right?
That's exactly it. Exactly. Yeah. Thank you. I agree.
Well,
and thank you for having me.
Thank you, and enjoy the Canadian summer, whatever it is.
I will. It is. It's gorgeous, sunny, beautiful, beautiful day. So yeah, I'll be out on my bike later on today.
Okay, same here. Ciao. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Ciao. Bye.